I'm always still so surprised about how many real estate professionals haven't heard of a cost segregation study. But just imagine that you had this machine, right? And every time you entered $1 into that machine, it gave you two or three or four, or sometimes even up to $7 or $8 back. You would, of course, be using that machine every chance that you had. And many times that's how a cost segregation study works. So it's taking the property that you already have and it's accelerating depreciation into year one, meaning that you get this big year one expense. This is still available for 2025 tax returns. So if you have a big gain and you have a big tax bill that you're looking at in 2025, this can still be done to offset that tax liability. And I put a fairly relatable example here. I'm looking at 3 cost segregation studies. This is for one client. We do this pre-analysis, which basically is just to make sure that when we do the cost segregation study, we're gonna see a dollar benefit and also give the client an ROI perspective. So let them know, okay, it's gonna cost this much to do the cost segregation study, but you're gonna save this much in taxes in year one. And so we come up with an ROI for that. In this column here, you can see the in-service dates. 2022 is a good year because bonus depreciation was 100%. 2025 is also a good year because bonus depreciation was 100%. And this one's a little bit different. It was purchased in 2023, but it was converted to a rental in 2025, so it only gets a 40% bonus depreciation rate. And you can see all the depreciable bases here are all fairly relatable. So that's $230,000 of building value. So whenever you have your property value, you have building and you have land, right? So you can't depreciate land, but you can depreciate the building. So this is specifically the building basis. And from that depreciable basis, you can expect anywhere from 20 to 40% to be a year one tax deduction. And then from there, we apply your tax rate. So in this example here, they're getting a year one tax benefit, meaning that they pay $8,600 less in taxes for 2025. How much the actual study cost to perform. Here you see the net benefit and the ROI. These are smaller properties for sure, and which they're always going to be kind of closer to a 2x ROI. But that's still a good investment in my opinion, because you're trading $1 for $2. This one was only 40%, so they have a year one benefit, but then they also have later tax year benefits. This is the benefit between 2026 tax return and 2029 tax return. And generally these studies, the reason why they cost, $3,000 to $5,000 sometimes is because you have to get an engineer involved. You want to make these IRS defensible. The IRS has been looking into cost segregation studies pretty hard, so you want to make sure that you have audit defensible documentation and IRS ready. But all in all, a total tax benefit of $24,000, you're spending $9,600 on the actual cost. Then net, you are saving $14,257 in tax.